Spinning with Pops. And the professor. Here we go. Here we go. Professor Shrooms wanted to play a game this morning. Professor Shrooms wanted to start the morning out. Everybody here, everybody that's here, if you have pushed the like button, pick a number between pick 1, 2, or 3. Pick 1, 2, or 3. You're going to get in a group. Hit the like button and pick a number 1, 2, or 3. We're going to get a big, this is the professor's game. 1, 2, or 3. Oh, a lot of 3s up there. Okay, 1, 2, or 3. This is all on the honor system. The professor is, well, I'm not going to tell you he's honorable, but he wants you guys to be. Okay, everybody has your number. Here we go. We're going to spin. 2s. The 2s have it. It's a 2. So here's what happens. All 2s. Right? It was 2s yesterday. All 2s. Get ready. Anybody that picked a 2, start all over again and pick a number 1, 2, or 3. We're going to process of elimination the group down. Okay. So all 2s, pick a number 1, 2, or 3 again. If you picked 2 last time, you get a pick again. 1, 2, or a 3. Okay, all 2s only, moving forward. Only 2sies moving forward. Okay, you guys ready? Only 2sies. Only if you answered a 2. Okay, there should be, everybody should be in. Okay, here we go. Wait, bad spin, bad spin. Give me one more spin. Okay, Pops, come on. 1s. 1s. 1s out of that group are moving forward. Only the people that said 1 this time are moving forward. We're going to spin again. Only 1s are moving forward. So anybody that had a 1, guess 1, 2, or 3. 1s are moving forward. Here we go. There's only 2 1s, Liam knows. Okay, so the 1s, there should only be 2 of you. We picked a 2 and a 3. Okay, here we go. This is pretty cool. Only 2 of them. Wait, let me get a good spin. Good spin. It ends up on a 1. I think they said 2 and 3, didn't they? They said 2 and 3. Let me do it again. Here. 2. It's the 2. How did it end up on? They did, I know, Kieran. Okay, so 2z 1. Liam's both of them. I'll take it. Okay, so who said that one? Was that Vegas? Was that Vegas Mandy? And Sandman came in second? Nice, Vegas Mandy. Okay, Vegas, you, my dear, and she really is quite sweet, Vegas Mandy gets this candy, 2.5 grams of supplement with 50 milligrams of THC. So know there's that in it. And we're also sending you a Brook. We're also sending you a little tincture from Brook. Vegas Mandy, thank the professor. The professor sent that to you. So send us your address, Vegas, and we'll get that out to you. Give me 5 people that said that was pretty cool, Pops. That was okay. That was a good way to start the old spin 'em off game. Did you guys like that? Huh? Or was that a little too goofy? Did you guys like that? Oh, no. Was that silly? Oh, my goodness. Of course it was silly. Of course it was silly. Best part about it is it makes you guys be honest. You have to start the day out impeccably. You have to tell the truth. Yes, I did say 2. No, I really didn't. I can't guess again. I'm actually not in the 2 group. So it's good. It's I love you guys so much. Every day you let me do something crazy. Give me 1 second, okay? Oh, this is what a gorgeous morning. Here and everywhere. It's beautiful today. Here and everywhere. Excuse me. There we go. Good. Good morning, everybody. So, spin them off was fun, right? Spin them off was pretty fun. Right, Key-Ren? We've got to remind people to hit them. Look how many likes are up there right now. Do you guys know how many likes were yesterday? There were over 70. It's getting beautiful. Hey, I have to do something very quick. I forgot as part of my setup this morning. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look something up and read it to you guys. Okay, this isn't a game. This isn't a contest. We have a bunch of really nice boxes and some great stuff to give away today. This is just a question to the group in general. Just a question to you smarties out there, the group in general. Okay? I'm going to read a definition, and I want you guys to say what it is that I'm defining. It's like a who am I? Okay? So see if you guys know what I'm going to who I'm going to define. Okay? Then if you're really smart, next level smart, you'll realize who I'm talking about, and you'll talk about that person next. Okay? This is a legendary dwarfish creature that is supposed to guard the Earth's treasures underground. What am I? A legendary dwarfish creature supposed to guard the Earth's treasures underground. Said a wolf, said it, it's a gnome. It's a gnome, Abraham right behind it, gnome. It's a gnome. That's what gnomes are. April already went to the next level, ginger gnome. It's ginger gnome we're talking about. She's a legendary dwarfish creature supposed to guard the Earth's treasure underground. It describes her perfectly. It describes her perfectly, especially the legendary part. That girl is a legend. Okay. Oh, I read that this morning. I'm like, yep, that's Ginger. I get so used to calling her Ginger that I forget she's got a gorgeous name too. And once in a while I say it and I surprise myself. I'm like, oh, did I just say her name? Todd, you were there, you know. She is something lovely. The moment I saw her, because she was, first of all, she drives there by herself, she's so independent. She does, I wouldn't say man's work, because that makes me sound misogynist. I don't mean it that way, but she does work that usually men do, kind of thing. She doesn't crochet for work, put it that way. She doesn't knit for work. She's a little firecracker, strong. We're pulling some soil out of the back of the, who's Ginger? Ginger Gnome on here, Dan. She's the sweetest thing you've ever seen, and strong. We had to get some pop soil stuff out of the back of the truck to bring it in the house. She carried more than any of the guys. Okay? Just so you know. She's tiny. Sweet is the word that I use to describe her. She reminds me of my baby sister. She reminds me of my baby sister. And then it got to about 8:30 on Monday morning. It got to about 8:30 on Monday morning, and she looked around at the group, because we're all still sitting around. She goes, well, we better get our asses working. And by leadership example, she led the cleanup crew, in my opinion. That whole place came out. I mean, there was a lot of helpers. She had gnomes helping her, but I think she was the head gnome. And then when Kelly came, she was like Kelly's welcoming committee. She was everybody's welcoming committee. And she was in on everything. If anyone was going anywhere or doing something, she was the, how'd the gnome get with us? How'd the gnome get with us? Gnome was everywhere. On the hike, we're going to talk about the hike here in a couple minutes, only if you guys want me to. On the hike, she led the hike, the little thing, the little gnome, pushing the pace up the hill. The hike was the grade was almost like this, probably almost at a 70% grade. On a scale of 1 to 5 hike, it was like 4 level difficulty, 4.5, 4.4, 4.5 level difficulty hike. I'll tell you guys all about it. She led the hike. Then we got to the top, and Pops was a little bit, I might have been sweating a little bit. I might have, remember the grade now, okay? Remember, it was almost like this. We almost were rappelling backwards going up this thing. And who came to wipe my face off with the coldest spring water from Tennessee? We have a picture of it. It's my literally favorite picture of Mushfest. Always will be. Always will be, because the tenderness in this picture. And then I got to remember it. Karen, do you remember that picture? I can keep talking about Ginger for the next hour and a half here. I honestly can. And mostly because I miss her. And the influence that she has on the people. She has a quiet little gnome leadership. Know your power, Ginge. Know your power. Continue to flex it. I could say so much more. I have to move on. Who wants to hear more of this stuff about the Mushfest? Is this too much for the week? I'm dead serious. I'm so prepared. We could go back to doing our readings and get in our mycology and our spiritual book. We can do both of those too. I don't want to come on, Pop, stop talking about this. I have 15 more people to talk about. You guys, honestly, you don't mind? I mean that sincerely. I'm not trying to coax it out of you. I hope you really don't mind, because I want to tell you about these people, but I don't want to lose people that are like not here for necessarily that right now. I have to tell a very, very quick story that wasn't Mushfest, but it sort of was. If I wasn't at Mushfest, where would Pops have been Saturday morning? If I wasn't at Mushfest, thank you for letting me tell the stories. Thank you. I swear I love to tell the stories, because they're about my friends. I'm sharing it. I'm telling you, we're affirming them and lifting them up. That's right. I would be fishing. You guys know Pops too well. You guys know me. I tell you everything you should know. I would be fishing. Sunday, I get a text with a small little video from the Captain Jeff. I don't know if he's here this morning or not, but I have to tell the story. Jeff tells me, you were out there too bad. You're so cool. Anyways, I was somewhere I liked just as much as, maybe more. No, I was somewhere I liked more than fishing, and that's Mushfest. Fishing will always be second place to Mushfest #1. However, so Jeff's out there. He sends me a text saying, Pops, you're not going to believe it. Now, remember, Jeff's been fishing for 40 years. 40 years, I'd say he has on the waters, the local waters. He writes to me and says, I hooked the single largest fish that I've ever had in the whole time I've ever fished in my whole life. Yesterday. Sorry, Pops. Sorry you weren't on the boat. He hooked it. And Jeff's not an exaggerator by any means. If Jeff tells you it was big, it was, I can't even, I think it had to have been the size of the boat. Huge badge. It was a sturgeon. It was a sturgeon. He said it got all really close. They were filming it. Kevin's trying to film it. Kevin's not the greatest. Kevin just got a cell phone. Guess what happened? Kevin thinks he's filming and he's not. Didn't have the record button on. Otherwise, we would have at least seen the sturgeon. I mean, we don't hold our hands far enough apart to tell you how big these things are. So they're out there. They're out there. These giants are out there. And Jeff was on a giant. Yeah, badger, right? Kevin! Like, oh, poor Kevin. Best fisherman in the world, worst cell phone guy you've ever seen. No proof, Jesus. No proof, just like you. Just like you, bro. Not really a lot of proof, but we just will believe, okay? You gotta have faith. Oh, that was pretty good timing right there, right? I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. Don't hit me. Don't strike me down. Okay? Oh, that was pretty funny. Okay. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. That was funny. All right. Just like Jesus, a good fishing story. Hey, did you guys hear the one? Did you guys? Your dad is pissed. Jesus, Eric. Did you guys hear the one about the one-armed fisherman? Huh? Did you hear the one about the one-armed fisherman? Oh yeah, the guy caught a fish this big. Like this big. Yeah, one arm. How do you reel it in with just, how do you catch a fish and you only have one arm? And then you're trying to tell someone how big it is. It's kind of tough, okay? Let's do a giveaway. And then we're going to tell some more stories. We're going to tell you about the hike. It was like this. Okay? It was like, there was a couple of times we were going, you had to like climb backwards on a rope and rappel backwards and then up over a ledge. And then once you scrambled up over that ledge, then you were back on another incline. Yeah, it was not the easiest hike we've ever been on. Yeah, it wasn't easy. Now, because we're talking about big stuff, since we were talking about big stuff, we needed Lee there to help us scramble them. Yeah. Thank God there were guidelines already put in and stuff. Somebody had gone through and put the pitons on and all of the correct climbing gear. We just had to hook up. and pull ourselves up and over and all of that. Yeah. Let's do a top 10 giveaway. Okay. Do you guys remember yesterday? You guys gave me permission to embellish just a little bit, right? Did you guys say I could embellish? Right? Just a little bit? Okay. But remember that Ginger Gnome is leading the pack. She is the one taking us up the artistic license. Okay. Ginger is the one that is leading the pack. Top 10. You guys get ready. Okay. Yes, please continue telling those lies. Shush up exception. You're in them. You're in the stories. Well, in the stories. And then add Chad. And then add Pepper. Oh, yeah. We got stories. Oh, we got stories. Top 10 biggest, because Jeff's got the biggest fish ever. We believe him, Jesus Christ. Since we, top 10 biggest cities in the United States. Go. Oh, Pepper's sick. Oh, I'm so sorry. Seriously. I picked one off of the list. LA, New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Phoenix, LA, Chicago, Los Angeles, Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, Denver. I haven't seen it yet. New York, Houston, San Francisco, Denver, Atlanta, Texas, San Antonio. I still haven't seen it. Houston, New York, Dallas, Houston, Philly, New York, Phoenix, Seattle, Orlando, rock and roll, Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, Detroit, Seattle, New Jersey, San Antonio, Philly, Albuquerque. Here it comes, Philadelphia. JT said San Diego. JT, San Diego, it is. San Diego, it is. It's in the top 10 largest cities in the United States. New York City, number 1. Los Angeles, number 2. Chicago, number 3. Philadelphia, 4. Houston, 5. San Diego, 6. San Antonio, 7. Phoenix, 8. That was a good guess, Diaz. Boston, 9. And Dallas, 10. Okay? JT, you're going to get, these are nice boxes today. If you guys hang in here for hearing some of my other silly stories, and we have more big lists. The lists are going to be big lists. I love San Diego too. I used to, not live there, but be stationed there. I went down there all the time. First thing in your, let's make sure that you do something kind, especially when you get this box. Just remember when you open it that you are a member of the International Kindness Association. You're also getting an affirmation card. All new relationships, all my relationships are harmonious. When we create harmony, Moshfest, in our minds and hearts, we will find it in our lives. The inner creates the outer. Always. Wow. We create harmony. It's one of the reasons we come together. It's one of the reasons we hug each other and tell the stories we tell each other. Reveal ourselves to people. I heard more about some of you and you heard more about me in the most intimate ways. Our friendship and kindness grew. Our inner was becoming our outer. And that's why we're still glowing. I'm still glowing. I really am. I can't stop. I don't want to. It'll simmer down, but then we get to go to the next one. You get a York pepper patty. This is a pop chocolate. This is one of my own. I made this myself. They're the worst looking things you've ever seen, but they're darn tasty. I promise you that. This has 1 gram of infused supplement in it, 1 full gram of Ghost. Okay? So we've got 1 gram of Ghost in there. So that goes to you. We also have a 5-pack of pop caps. 5-pack. And then we also have an 8 and a little pin that goes with it. A little pin that goes with it. So that's the pack there for you. JT. JT's a pleasure here every day. What a pleasure he is. What a pleasant man. We absolutely enjoy your company here every morning. Okay? Isn't that a pretty little box? Hey, let's briefly, I saw the chatter back and forth here. I'm not trying to ignore it about Chad and Pepper. Exception here, gorgeous lady, and inside now, always been supportive, solid member, beyond solid member. For a long time, she was our sheriff here. Then we decided we got rid of all the laws, so we didn't need a sheriff, but if we needed a sheriff, it would be her again. It would. She'd be the sheriff. She brought her friend Chad with her, who's in the Army. And he's a chaplain's assistant in the Army. Cool job. He's basically the chaplain's secretary, and he becomes a therapist in many ways. And he brought his dog with him because she's a really old girl. Everybody, you know a good dog when you see it. You know a good dog when you see it. And his little dog, oldest looking thing you could see, but what a lady, dignified. You barely could see out of either eye. Little stigmatisms. She was following shadows and sounds and just a little smell. And she was always looking. She'd get lost, but she'd be looking, smelling and listening for where Chad was. And she'd have to go find Chad. You could see she'd be getting nervous, of course. And he was so sweet and tender, of course. It's his baby. But he brought Pepper. And I think everybody there fell in love with Pepper. I know I certainly did, because I love dogs. And it just made me slightly jealous because I wanted Tug there. But it's best. And you definitely should bring a dog when it's at that age. Bring it with you. Take care of it to the end. And it sounds like here she's not doing well. She went on the hike with us. I didn't even think that. I didn't know, is that going to be a good idea or a bad idea? But it's none of my business. She was able to rappel with us. Every one of them. Yeah. Thank you. It was, I really liked her. And I felt like she had a special attraction to me. Every once in a while, she'd come over and nudge me, give me a nudge, and, oh, there you are. And I try to spend some time with her. I did. So, Chad, if you're out there, she passed this morning. Oh, I thought we were talking about she was ill. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take 10-second time out here for a little girl. I didn't know that. I'm literally just reading that for the first time here. Pops talk a lot, guy. She brought a lot of little love there. She was spreading it around. Okay, I'm going to take a 10-second time out. See if you guys, with your thumbs, take a 10-second time out. And exception, I would like you to do me a big favor, if you could. Send me Chad's address, please. Send me Chad's address. You know how to get a hold of me. So I'm going to take 10. That's like losing a kid. Worse, sometimes almost a wife. It's a partner. Okay. Downer. Okay. Let's talk about, we talked about Chad. Good guy. Really good guy. Funny. If you guys saw him, we did tea on Saturday there from the lodge. The lodge was beyond beautiful. Tomorrow we're going to do the whole show is going to talk about nothing but Sandy and Carlotta and what they did and how they put this thing together. So I don't want to be mentioning them very much today. I still want to cover, we talked about Exception. Exception's super smart in person. I mean, anytime, but super, super duper, super duper duper, super smart. And life of the party. At the party, she's life of the party. When you see videos of her, she's always skipping or something. Have you ever noticed that? She doesn't walk. She skips places. I'm like, what? We're all hiking. She's skipping. It's true. And then Chad's sense of humor is off the chart. He's 2 times in my mind, there were 1 or 2 little things, because he was a complete member. He might have said something inappropriate, and I was like, that was a little off color, but let it go. Just experience it and let it go. Just once, I think, once or twice. The funniest part about Chad is he didn't know any of us. He didn't know the culture, the Shroom family, Mushfest. He more or less went along as a support friend for Exception, it seemed. Best friend for 18 years that they are. They have some great stories. But it was very cool to see an outsider look at us, quote unquote, outsider, and morph right into us. This guy, in all he could, I believe that he meant to. He was overflowing with how cool he thought this group was and how fun his time was. That's what he had to say. We reminded him, Nick, we're going to talk about Nick in a minute. Nick's super smart. Nick had, this is funny as could be, listen to what I'm going to tell you. There's a documentary series out there about a cult, the Rajneeshis. If you feel like watching it, it's super interesting. It's like a 6-part series about a cult in Oregon back in the 80s. Completely out of control group. I mean, just, come on. But we're watching it, and it's really white noise in the background at the lodge. Most people aren't even paying attention, but it's going on and on and on. And I used that as an example 6 times. Don't forget I had a beer or 2. Okay, don't forget I had a beer or 2 at the same time. I kept reminding people, that is not us, okay? We are not a cult. Even though the next Mushfest, I want us to all show up in red robes, okay? Everybody shows up in a red robe, okay? Let's all wear red robes. Just like the... I'm kidding. I kept telling... Right, Kelly? That's a good point. Life is a cult. But it was hilarious. To watch these guys and how out of control you can get it. Man, there's such a responsibility to not go there. Come on, man. That's some wacko stuff. And it's cool to watch. It's cool to watch and take a mushroom and go, no, we don't have to go there. We don't have to be all the way out there. Okay. No. And so it was fun. It was a lot of fun to add to that Chad, inducting him into the cult. We're not a cult, Chad. You're now in the cult. No Kool-Aid, yes. I like what Kelly says. Life is a cult. It is. And you know what happens? Birds of a feather, you hang out together, and that's your cult. Okay, that's it. There's your cult. So Exception and Chad and Kelly and Pepper Pep, I'm so sorry about you, baby. I'm very, very sorry. And then, oh gosh, the hike. Let me talk about the hike. And then there's a few more people we got to talk about. Poncho and Toddy D. Nicola and his gorgeous wife from Brazil. And there's so much to cover, you guys. The hike. So we're at the house, Brooke and Terry. Terry and Brooke. Can't even say enough about what a cute, sweet couple those two are. Of course, you come along, you got a Carlotta and Sandman, but they're a different kind of cute. I'll talk about them tomorrow. You know what Terry's cute is, you guys? Terry Newman. He's a big man, big, strong kid, built like a fire hydrant. That's what I think of when I see him. A handsome fire hydrant. Okay? That's what he is. Big old handsome fire hydrant looking guy. Handsome. You know what he is when I think of Terry? Tender. That's the biggest word. Tender with a capital T. His every movement. He could crush you. He's so tender. I listen to things. People don't think Pop's, either I'm half asleep or something. I'm like a listener looker guy. Then I analyze and I make up my own stories about it. I overheard out on the balcony a little snippet of a conversation he was having with his daughter, who was back home, missing her dad. She had a picture she wanted to show him. He's looking at the picture on the phone. Now, he could be completely distracted and into the party and everything. He was so dialed in and so, oh, that's so cute, baby. And so it's hard to explain, but I just watched this moment of pure tenderness, dad towards daughter. Yeah, that's typical Terry. The way he treats his wife that we see is good daddy. The way he treats his wife. And I asked her, was he always like this? She goes, yeah, this is what my husband, I wouldn't be around if he wasn't. I kicked him out. She deserves it. She's incredible. She's a leader. She planned about half of the stuff we went and did. We wouldn't have gone and done about half of it if she was, come on, let's go to do next. Life. Well, somebody just say that Terry's so sweet. He made me feel better when I was upset for a minute. See, that's what I'm talking about here. Now that's what happened on the hike. That's why Terry was the guy that marched alongside of everybody. That was, if you look like you were flagging a little bit on the hike, Terry was all of a sudden standing right alongside you, hiking right alongside you, and just talking to you, making sure you were on pace. He was the guy on the hike. He was the hike helper. I don't even know if he knew that. I mean, anybody else on the hike notice that? Terry just says, she's the brains, you do the work. He was the hike, he just did it naturally. Like his spirit was like, I'm going to help this guy make sure that he's not. Does he need a glass, give you some water? Then he get behind you so you didn't feel like you were the last guy in the line. That's Terry. I love you, Terry. And we're going out there this summer, towards the end of summer. This is a commitment. These are the connections you make in the networking. I'm going out there. There's going to be a tie-dye fest or something like that. I'm going out there, and we're going to get a business, something. We're going to get something going. We stay connected. We keep building. We keep growing. That's another tentacle, another place we have to plant and grow something. Franchises and all that kind of stuff. Brooke and Terry. You almost don't say one name without the other. Isn't that something? Isn't that an interesting thing to say? You almost don't say one name without the other. And Brooke's the lady. She's what a lady. Nurse. Her job's to take care of people. Yeah, Shasta, the Tie-Dye Festival. Something like that. Ginger, do you see the partnership? We've been around them 4 times now in private, intimate settings, and it's nothing different every time. It's been the same every time. And she's the Miss Mushroom. She gets the Miss Mushroom Award from Pops. She should have the sash, Miss Mushroom. I think she's really pretty, but inside too. The hike. We're at the house. We're trying to decide, are we going to go on the hike? Yeah, the way they look at each other. No one's paying attention. Exception sees it too. See, Terry, where you are. Pops isn't the only guy that sees that and just, hail Miss Mushroom. It's true. Let me tell you, I keep talking about the hike. I got to tell you about the hike. It's not that much more story. Like this. We're at the house and we're trying to decide if we're going to go on this hike. And Brooke's the leader. Brooke makes up her mind. Brooke decides we're going. So the different people that decide they're going to go, we're going to go. This is where James Hodges goes upstairs, comes down, and he's got his professional hiker gear on. And, James Hodges is going to out-hike the rest of us, just based off of his gear alone. Okay? Pops, are you going to go on the hike with us? I'm like, no. Pops doesn't hike. That's like walking. No, I'm not going on a hike. Well, come on, you could go with them. No, I don't want to go, but I don't want to stay here alone. I don't want to be home alone. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go along with you guys. I know, yes, that's like walking. I don't hike. That's ridiculous. For example, people say, I wish I could fly. I don't think, if I could fly, I wouldn't. I don't run. I don't think humans would fly, very many of us would, if we could. We don't run very often. Okay? Jeff, you're ahead of the story already. Okay? You're ahead of the story. Hold on. So here we are. We're at the cabin. I'm like, I don't want to hike with you guys. I'm old and I don't hike. Okay? Key Run, isn't that a good point? If we could fly, I don't know that we would. But I said, I'll tell you what though. I'd like to, Carlotta, I hate flying. What's that? So listen to the story. So I said, I'll go along, but I'll bring a book with me. And I'll find the first rock or the first tree. And I'm just going to sit down and I'll read a book. And I'll wait for you guys to do the hike and come back down. And then it'll be good. I just want to go along and read a book. Oh, okay, Pops, no problem. So I bring a book. My biggest, thickest book, too, by the way. Not Radical Mycology, but another really big book, like the size of, it wasn't quite a Bible, but it was big. Okay, big book. And I didn't put my hiking shoes on. First of all, I don't have any, because I don't hike. But I did have tennis shoes. I didn't put those on. I'm wearing Crocs. Of course, I'm just going to go relax under a tree somewhere. I'm just going to wear Crocs. We get to the hike spot. We took a picture of everybody. Okay? Yeah, I brought a heavy book with me, right, on his hike. We get to the hiking spot. There's the sign, tells you how far up the hill and where you got to go. And I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going to stop and I'm going to sit down. I can't find a rock anywhere. There's no rocks. It's just open. The trees, they're up there. There's nowhere coming. I'm looking around and go, there's nowhere to even sit down yet. I mean, I'd have to just sit down on the path. Okay, well, I'll just walk up to around the corner, the first corner. I got my book with me. I'm just going to walk up to around the first corner, and I'm sure I'll find a peaceful little meadow spot there. You're starting to climb. You get around the first corner. No, all you see is another next corner. I'm like, okay, after the next corner, I'm sure there'll be a place to stop. I'm clogging along in my Crocs. following Ginger, who's setting a pace like a Marine. Okay? Like, could you slow down up there? Right? And here I am, sort of fading to the back. I got my Crocs on, I'm carrying my book. There's nowhere. After a while, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go along with it. My feet don't hurt that bad. I haven't seen a really reasonable place to stop. I'll look like a goofball on the side of the mountain, just sitting there reading while other people are walking up and down. I'm not going to be a goofball. I'm just going to. I wish I could set my book down somewhere so I could keep on going, but then someone's going to steal my book and it won't be here when I get back. Oh, maybe I'll bury it. I'm going all this. Just keep carrying the book. I'm not. Some people have backpacks with water, a couple extra sandwiches, stuff like that. I'm carrying a tome of knowledge with me up the mountain. Ridiculous. People looking at me like, what's the old man carrying a book for? Anyways, part of that was the biggest part of the story until we get to the top. You get to the top, by the way, that's the part where I might have started kind of slowing down just a little bit, and Terry drops back. Hey, Pops, everything okay? You want some water? Next thing you know, I'm back up to the pack, no problem. Thanks to Terry. No kidding. I thought this was supposed to be like, a 1.3 mile hike, something like that. At this point, I'm like, we've gone at least 7 miles. In my mind, we're at the 7 mile mark, I think. It's got to be at least a 7 mile mark. This is, the sign is wrong, or we missed the cutoff. That's what I think. Because I'm feeling it. This is easily 7. Could be 8. James Hodges, of course, he's the professional hiker. He has, thank you, Terry, he has the Apple Watch that tells you exactly how far you go. Once we hit the exact end of the 1.3 miles, just like the sign said. I was like, what happened to the 7 miles? It was only 1.3 miles. Felt like 7 going up. Okay? Thank you, James, for being so accurate. Felt like 7. I'm not kidding you. I asked around. I go, what did that feel like to you? The average was 3. Most people thought it took 3 to get up there. So I doubled it. Okay? No, it was 1.3. It was a little bit of a climb. And I'm wearing Crocs and carrying a book. And I didn't mean to be on the hike in the first place. Let's remember that. Okay, now I'm thinking I wish I was with Trueheart back at the cabin. All right? Anyways, to finish up, now, after getting cooled off by Ginger up at the top and getting everybody, Tad plays in the water like he's a little kid. It's the cutest thing. Everybody's refreshed. We've had a bite of something to eat. James Hodges knows exactly how to recover because he does this every weekend. It's time to go down. I can't wait. Down? I can't wait. Pop sprinted down. Like an Indian runner. Like an Indian, what do they call them? Wind talker. I was a wind talker all the way down. No, I didn't quite sprint, but I was like, flying down. Like, it's only going to be 1.3 miles down. It's not 7 back. I know that. Okay? And here's the funniest part, because now I'm in the lead of our pack, of course. Exact reverse of how we'd been on the way back. And now Pops decides, oh, this was a pretty easy climb, right? Pretty easy. I start messing with the people that are climbing up. I start messing with them. True story. Right as we leave, we're about 2 turns on the path. We're not even, Just 2 more turns and you're at the waterfall. 2 turns and you're there. But I'm all fresh and everything, and I'm going down. I got my book with me. Pops to the top. Pops has been at the top book, right? And I'm coming down. And there's this young girl, let's say she's early teens. Not the fittest young lady. Little overweight looking. Cheeks red as can be. It's glowing. The girl is worked out to get up to this point. And she's at the side of the path. Taking deep breaths. Her mom's standing there. Come on, honey. Take your time. Her mom's sitting there, giving her a break. And I looked at her. We made eye contact. I go, oh, honey, don't worry. I go, it's only 3 more miles to the top. Her face dropped. She almost had a baby heart attack right there. It was the meanest thing I've ever done in my whole life to somebody on a hike. I told her, it's only about 3 more miles. She died. Her mom looked at me like, are you not in a mean? She goes, are you kidding me? I go, I am absolutely kidding both of you. It's around the corner. I go 2 more steps and you're there. And all of a sudden they're laughing, and I changed the mind real quickly, but boy, did I set them up. Oh God, I gave her a baby heart attack. And that was my first one. I tried to give more baby heart attacks all the way down. Anytime I had a chance, if I made eye contact, I was, oh, it's not that far. Right? I was out of control. All the way down. I'm paying them back for taking me to the top. I'm not kidding you. I was the mean hiker boy going down. Now, the best part is I have a book. People are looking at me like, weirdo. You're wearing clogs. You don't have shorts on. We all have shorts. Hiking sticks. All of this hiking gear. I'm some old kook out of the woods with a book. You know what I told about 15 people as I was going down? I'd make eye contact with them. I go, there's a library up at the top. And I'd keep on walking. Laughing all. Half the people like, oh, that's a great one. Some of them are like, really? There's a library up there? Yeah, I was Hillbilly Pops. My hike down was one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life. I was so mean. That was the meanest thing you've ever seen. Mean, funny, mean. And then I'd try to take it back or whatever. So, was it worth waiting around for the hike story? I was especially giving baby heart attack, that first little girl. I still see her face. Like, I'll have PTSD because it was wrong. I went a little too far. I did. I shouldn't have picked on her. Right? I had to tell her mom I'm sorry. Point him around the corner. It's literally, you're so close. I could go get the water for you right now. Okay? It's only 3 more miles. Poor baby. You guys are going to come to the next Mush Fest? I'm doing 2 quick giveaways. And we'll talk some more about these, everybody else tomorrow. Okay? James, is that a great hike we went on? I just said he'd bring back so many memories. You were the best hiker. You and Ginger. And then Terry, too. Terry, too. Oh, my God. I love these stories, you guys. Penny, they had a good sense of humor. I think I didn't go too far with too many people. I promise. I wasn't. I mean, yeah, I was. Well, I probably did. Who knows? You guys, who's going to the next Mush Fest? Okay, let's do a giveaway. Biggs. Since Jeff caught the biggest fish of his whole life. This is top 10. Top 10 largest cities. There we go. This is great. I am, and JT, and Shasta, and Lad, and April, and Pamela, and Gingy. Of course, you and I are going. And Slingy, and Free. We haven't figured it out. It might be my place. We might do it soon in this summer. We'll see. Jesus Christ, we got to do a pool together and some GoFundMe to get you a ticket. Okay, Betty and Slow and Sammy. We're going to have to put one together. I can't not see you guys soon. Top 10 largest cities in the world by population. By population. Go. I picked one off of the list. Largest populated cities in the world. We have 2 prizes to get away. Let's get to work. Tokyo, London, Tomoyo, Hong Kong, Paris, mushrooms grow wild, Hong Kong and Tokyo and Delhi. No more than 3 days in Beijing and Chicago and Mexico City and New York. Let's go to Mush Fest. Cairo, Nat. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Nat, you got the one I picked, Cairo. I didn't think anybody would think of Egypt. Nice one, Nat. Let me read you the list. Stand by, everybody. I'm going to give one more box away. Beijing, Mexico City. This is in order. Beijing, Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Shanghai, Mumbai, Cairo, Tokyo, Dhaka, and Delhi. Okay, you, my dear, are getting a pink pin. A pink pin in this beautiful specimen. You're also getting a label. You're also getting a 5-pack. You're also getting a 1 gram infused pop chocolate. You're also getting a York peppermint patty. You're also getting an I Love Life card. I love life. It is my birthright to live fully and freely. I give to life exactly what I want life to give to me. I'm glad to be alive. I love life. Nice. That goes out to Miss Nat. Let's do one more giveaway. You guys ready? Give me 5 people. Give me 5 people. 5 people. Let's do one more giveaway. I know some of you got to go. Give me 5 people. Overtime, one more giveaway. Here we go. Have these been good stories today, you guys? Good stories, good people. Especially that little ginger gnome, huh? Here we go. Top 10 largest. Top 10 largest. Not fish. All of them were sharks on the list. I went and looked up all of them. I'm going to do a fish list. You would have had to name the right shark. Forget it. Top 10 largest by size countries in the world. Go. I picked one. Top 10 largest countries by size. Terry, they're good stories because you're around. Here we go. India, Iran, Australia, France, Canada, USSR. Russia is actually number 1. India, Russia, I didn't pick it, but it is number 1. Brazil is on the list. Russia, Australia, a whale shark. That was on the list. Russia, Algeria. Are you kidding me, Liam? That's the answer. Liam, Algeria, Liam. Are you kidding me? Good job, Liam. I didn't think anybody would get Algeria right away. Let me read it. Russia, Canada, China's number 3. United States is the 4th largest country by size in the world. Brazil, Australia, India, Argentina, Kazakhstan, Algeria, DR Congo, and then Greenland. Okay, Liam, very quickly, and then you guys can go. You're getting a beautiful ape with a pin. And these pins are from Kimberly the Golden Bolden. A tag, a 5-pack, a pop chocolate with 1 gram, a York. Nice boxes today. Wait till you see what's in the boxes tomorrow. Special baked goodies. Special baked goodies coming to you tomorrow. I am open and receptive to new revenues of income. Liam, sounds like you're going to be making some more money. I now receive my good from expected and unexpected sources. I am an unlimited being, accepting from an unlimited source in an unlimited way. I am blessed beyond my fondest dreams. That's a prosperity card right there, bro. That is a prosperity card. Somebody wants, some energy in the universe wants you to prosper right now. Okay? You know what that means? It means put in a little energy, and prosperity is around your corner. Liam, give me your address, please. At fungi2u.com. Tomorrow or the next day, I'll be showing you guys, we have plates and syringes that I want to start showing you guys that are over there that are pretty awesome. We'll start talking about mycology a little bit more than just nothing but Mushfest soon. But I love you guys, and I want to tell some more stories. There's about 5 or 6 more very special people to talk about, especially Sandy and Carlotta. And then we'll get back in the regular mycology game here. Okay, peeps? Would you guys, Slow Normals, the book that you sent, would it be from John Cleese? If so, then yes. And I was going to do a mail call. Let me know if that's from John Cleese. Yes, just opened it. So, you guys, have a beautiful day. Tomorrow we'll tell a few more stories. And then we will go back to being mycologist and spiritual hungers. Okay? Pops, peace, love, scroll me out of here. Slingblade and Rebel Rob and Pennypack and Nat and Slow Normals. Okay, cool. I'll be talking about it. I leafed through it. Fascinating. It's almost worth reading as a book of the month club. Just sit down and just read it. Maybe 2 or 3 episodes of reading through the book because it's pretty fast to read. Really good book. Slingblade, DS Mycology, Jake Snake, Shasta Lady, Truzu, Aaron Colvin, Eric Montgomery, sorry I went so long, RX1, Satter Wolf, April Brandon, love you, Kimberly Bolden, Golden, love you, Laddie Rand, Ginger, you are guarding the Earth's treasures, Carlotta, love you, Slow Normals and Sandman and Aviator Dave and DK and Satter Wolf and Sandy Sandman, okay Pops, okay Sandy, and Slow Normals and DS and Jesus Christ and DK sending them back, and Smolders and Cappy Cap Pants and Free, there you are, Lee and Terry, beautiful morning, Mr. Phillips, Jimmy Max, boxes are out to you, DS Mycology and Sid Hunter, there you are Sid, and Toddy D, Todd, I gotta talk about you tomorrow, and Poncho, you're on tomorrow's list, I have a funny Poncho story, Liam, Slow Normals, Aviator Dave, Green Table, Jesus Christ and Kubi Loop, and Slow Normals and Eric and Ginge and Carlotta and James, and Sid Hunter and Lad. Pops, peace. We will see you guys here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, until we go to the next Mushfest. Have a good day. Pops, peace, love.